Hello and welcome to Theme Park Information. In today's show we'll be doing a first for this channel, and that is a roller coaster review. The roller coaster in question is Helix at Liseberg, which is located in Gothenburg, Sweden. Let's start off with the station drop. If you're sitting in the front row seat, this is a little bit disappointing. It's not quite particularly forceful or such. If you're sitting in the back seats towards the back of the train, you will fly through the station and hurtle out that first drop. Really cool if you're towards the back. Not so great if you're at the front, but still quite enjoyable. You then enter the first inversion, which is immediately after the drop, which is a corkscrew. This gives you plenty of hang time. It's a very enjoyable inversion. It's not particularly uncomfortable or nerve-wracking. It's not particularly scary. It's just a generally good fun inclusion. It's a right inversion for that moment in the ride, and it enables you to be given a nice, gentle turnaround as you go towards the first launch. That turnaround itself is very smooth. It transitions from the inversion to the launch very nicely. It adds a nice little amount of ride length. It's very pleasant to just pretty much just very kind of calmly just exit that and then just go towards the first of the LSM launches, which is very enjoyable. It's a very fast, punchable launch. It sets you off at a good pace. It's a really good point. You actually go under where the corkscrew was, and as it happens, you go up and over the escalator and stairwell to where you actually need to go up to get to Helix, which is really cool. It's a really cool little feature. And you fly over in a kind of corkscrew, and then you pop up into a nice bit of airtime, from which you then turn around and go into a really cool drop. Which is all happens really quickly. The airtime moment's really good. You get a nice little kick of airtime. The inversion just before it was really good fun, and the drop down the side of the mountain is also quite cool. It's not particularly steep or quick, but it's a very cool drop to go through. And then you pretty much go into a Norwegian knot as the next inversion. Pretty much think a bit like a dive loop and then like an immerment mixed together. It's a very cool inversion. They're both large in scale. They take up a nice percentage of the ride. They're overall very enjoyable and very forceful. They have like a little bit of a hang time on them, especially with only the lap bar restraint. You then pop over a nice little crisp airtime hill, and then you go into the 0G roll. This 0G roll is really good fun because it kind of doesn't need to be there. They can just very easily, just have a nice bit of straight track or something like that. It's a very cool little inversion they've added onto this ride, which really does flip you upside down. It's a really fun inversion, and what happens then is you come out of it and you kind of go to kind of like a helix slash kind of turnaround, where you kind of go down over the side of the hill again, and then you pop back up before you thread the eye of a needle, where you somehow manage to go through the log flume and the Liseberg banana type ride, where literally you just somehow go through it, and then you are right there with the second launch. And this launch is so much better than the first one. It is in a better position, so a lot of people will be able to see and witness the second launch, and it absolutely hurtles you up the track to the highest point of the ride, which is 125 foot, and it is the inverted top hat. This is a very fun inversion. It doesn't feel particularly high when you're on it, but it is a lot higher than it seems. It's just a very enjoyable inversion, and when you come out of it, you literally swing round by where the swing set ride is, which is a really cool ride as well. It's really good interaction with that, and then into a great little bit of airtime here. I mean, there's probably about 3 really good moments of airtime on this ride, all of which have airtime. So this ride has 7 inversions, all of which are good fun. And after this latest airtime hill, you go through a series of twisty sections before getting into the final inline twist to finish the ride, and then the brakes. So I do love the fact this ride pretty much starts and ends with an inversion. To go on with the fact as well of what else is good about it, it has a video game app which you can play while you're in the queue line, and the highest score of the day can enable you to get on the ride in the fast pass lane, which is really cool. The soundtrack is fitted towards the game, and it also works so with this ride. It's very kind of pumped up and energetic. The queue line's pretty cool. You can queue for a long time with this ride. It does have the capacity to deal with that long queue, as it gets through 1,300 riders per hour, which is excellent. It's a really modern, up-to-date ride since it was only built in 2014, and it is quite frankly the pinnacle of Liseberg. It's the second best roller coaster I've ever been on, and it's possibly one of the most complete roller coasters. Like, it's very difficult to pick any faults with it. It's smooth, the restraint system on it is really cool, it's really comfortable with the lap bar. You feel very secure on it, the trains are quite open. It's got a really well thought out layout which interacts with other rides. It's quite a long ride, it's I think the second longest inverted roller coaster in the world at the moment. It is a ride which is kind of considered to be world class, and I'd absolutely agree. I'm delighted that I've been on it, and I'd highly recommend going to Liseberg and riding Helix for yourselves. I hope you've enjoyed this first review. If there's anything you think I need to improve on, or any comments you'd like to make about Helix yourself, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and hopefully catch you guys on the next video. Enjoy!